Do you want to make something extra special this Valentine's Day? Well, forget the store-bought cards and let's create a one-of-a-kind Valentine Zine. These little mini booklets are packed with color, texture, love, making them the perfect heartfelt gift. We'll layer acrylic paint, collage, glue, and do some hand lettering to create tiny works of art that tell a story, your story. Whether it's for a partner, a best friend, or even yourself, these zines are a beautiful keepsake straight from the heart. I'm Jules, an artist and nature lover, and your creative guide to making these beautiful Valentine zines. Let's get started. Okay, in order to make these, we're going to go over our supplies very quickly. So I have gathered some paper. The paper that we're going to put our zine on is just some construction paper, this pink paper that I have, which is a regular 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper. And then I also have various other sheets of paper with designs on them. I've got this paper that's fibrous and a few other choices. We're going to cut those up into heart shapes, so we'll definitely need some scissors and some glue. I've gathered several different colors of paint pens. These are brush deco paint pens by Karen. Then I also have a silver paint pen, a black micron pen, and a white and a red regular paint pen. Okay, I have a stencil and a credit card, modeling paste if I choose to use these things, which I think I probably will. And then I've got some washi tape just to use as a placeholder, some rags, and then finally I've got my water, my jars, and several different colors of acrylic paint that I've chosen. I've just sort of picked out some pinks and reds and whites and this cashew color to help us out. Okay, I think that is everything. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, we are going to put out some of our paints. And I didn't really go over what paint brushes to use because it doesn't matter what size you use. You'll figure it out quickly how you want this to go. I'm just going to spurt out a few colors. I like these earth tones when I do stuff like this. It just adds a little bit of variation. Okay, I have several different reds and pinks spurted out over here. I've got my number 2 squirrel hair brush just because it's fluffy and I know it's going to cover. And I'm just going to randomly choose some colors and start making some streaks across the page. So I'm starting this a lot like I start my watercolor backgrounds. Now I'm going to go around the area I just painted and not really go over that first part very much because I want the integrity of that color still to show. Just like the second color I just put down. I want the integrity of that to show. So the next color I choose, let's use this pink one, I'm going to go around it. And that way I can still see some of the tone of the paper underneath. Just need some more water. And I know I'm not going to turn everything into mud when I do it this way. Okay, let's see, I'm going to switch colors and go for this pink color. Okay, so I'm just going around and I'm covering up the paper. All of the pink on the paper. And then I'm going to come back on top of these colors with some more once that dries. So as you make your scriggles with the acrylic paint, I just want you to remember this is not something that needs to be stressful. This should be very relaxing. Let yourself go, let yourself experiment, because these are the times when we experiment that we discover new things that we like, whether it's color combinations or shapes together or two colors together. Creativity is curiosity's playground, so let's just have fun today. Now I'm just using up some of the paint that I have over here on top of some of the dark that I put just to brighten it up a little bit. I'm going to let this dry. Okay, so that's pretty good. I still see that some of this chunkier part is wet, but I think that's going to be okay for what we're about to do because it'll make things more interesting. Okay, so now I want us to think about folding the paper in half. Okay. So we're going to think about this being the bottom set of some pages and this being the bottom set of some pages. So I want to make a bunch of hearts. I want to paint a bunch of hearts facing this way, and then I'm going to paint a bunch of hearts facing this way. If that doesn't make sense, it's about to. Okay, all right, so I'm going to get some of this white. And I'm going to pick like this area where I know this pink is still wet. See if it changes a little bit. Yeah. So I'm just going to start popping some hearts down randomly. You can use any color you want to. Just picking random places. The hearts don't have to be perfect because we're going to collage and do a bunch of other stuff on top of all this. So I'm just choosing different heights, different shapes, different placements. I want to make sure that I make some of the hearts go off the page, like they're all falling this way. So any little design or pattern you've seen out in the world lately, put it on here. You know, try your own hand at whatever inspires you. These don't have to just be Valentine cards. You can make these into anytime cards, anytime zines, these magazines that we're making, these little Valentine. There we go. Okay, I like that. Let's go for the other side now. All right, so after you've got all of your little hearts drawn in both directions, as much or as few as you want, make sure this layer dries thoroughly. Okay, so now is the time where we're going to finish folding our little magazines, our little Valentine Zine. So I'm going to fold the page in half again. And I'm going to get my pair of scissors out and use the side of my scissors to burnish that edge. Okay, then I'm going to flip it back over and do the same thing to this inside edge. Okay, now I'm going to fold it in half. And fold it in half the other way. Okay, and then I'm going to take this edge and bring it up to the middle. Flip it the other way. And one more time. So we're folding this into eighths. Very simply, this is not origami. Okay. I was never very good at origami. Okay, so now we've got our magazine folded nicely into 8 squares. Now, the trick of this is that we just need to open up this middle seam. So however you want to tackle this, whether it's your scissors, an X-Acto knife, and a ruler, but I usually just open up my scissors and just draw down the line I want to cut, just like that. Okay, and then you open up the middle, pull it apart, and see how those two pieces are trying to come together. I'm going to pinch and bring it all down. Now, once I've got the book together, I need to start flipping through the pages and determine where I want the front of the book, where I want the back of the book, where I want the first inside page. All right, I think I'm going to choose there. Okay, so now, this is where I get my washi tape out, and I'm just going to mark my pages. This is number 1. Okay, 2. 3 and 4. Now I only have to have those on there long enough for me to start getting used to what I'm doing, and it's going to help us out right now a little bit. So you can always open this back up and start working on your pages individually this way, or keep it in a book and just work on it small in the book. So 2 ways to attack this, but you see how it goes every other one around in a circle. Okay, so now it's time to get out our papers, and we're just going to cut a bunch of heart shapes and little hearts. So like these I might actually keep square, so I'm going to do just some random red squares with this fibrous piece of paper. So I'm just going to make little piles. I'm not really sure what I want or what I'm going to need yet. So I got a pile of those. So I'm going to make little tiny squares and then just cut them in half, or fold them in half rather, and make a round down to a point this way, and just cut out some heart shapes. And I'm actually going to keep these little guys too in a separate pile. So I'm folding it in half, up and around and straight. Cute, cute. So I've got brown or this on that side, a few white ones, maybe small ones. So once I cut it down to the square, I fold it in half. I cut my heart shape. Save your little square. There's the heart. So on this one, I'm going to do a double, I think. So I'm going to cut out a small heart. And then I'm going to come back around and cut out one just slightly bigger. So I've got that as an option. Okay, so I want to try something I just saw on the internet the other day. So I've got some of this fiber paper, and I'm just going to get my wet paintbrush and draw a line on it to get it wet. And then this person just sort of pulled on it and it tore in that area. Softly pull. Okay, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Wetting some of that more so it'll separate. Let's see. Okay, friends, that worked really well. So I've got this new little edge. There we go. New little wispy edge there. Isn't that nice? So you can do that in any pattern or shape that you want to. That's kind of cool. What a neat little side break. Okay. Okay, so here we are. I've got my glue out now. I've got my pile of hearts and my pile of heart outlines, a few little square pieces of fiber paper, and this fiber paper we just tore. I think that's really pretty. So I'm going to begin just kind of collaging this paper. So I'm going to start on my number 1 block. It's kind of cool. I think I'll do it right there. So this is where collage is fun, because even I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I don't really have a game plan other than just to make this little booklet interesting for the recipient. Okay. Oh, all those fibers are really neat right there. All right, so I made the decision to tear this one a little bit more and place it down in the opposite corner, just so it's picked up both of those elements there. Okay, and then I'm going to pop down then I'm going to pop that down right there. Okay, that's number 1. All right, number 2. Really want to use this one. All right, so since this one already has a fold in it when I made the heart, I'm just going to come down and put it right in the middle of the fold of my second page. So this one is number 2. So if I fold this all back together, this is what my page is going to look like right here. So this is what I was talking about. You can either work just like this in a small book fashion, or you can have it open really big like we had on the other pages. Okay, let's see. So as you see, it's just trial and error. I'm just moving things around the page until I think, oh, that looks neat. And then I'll just pop it right down, right where I want it. Okay, that's second, third. Number 4, I'm going to, let's see. Oh, that's pretty with that big. All right, now that these are starting to come together, okay, so what I think I'm going to do is build up a little bit of texture in a few of these areas. So I'm going to get my credit card out with some of this modeling paste. I'm going to mix it with some paint, just so it has a color to it. Just mixing it up with the credit card. Getting it on half of the card because I find I have more control with it that way. And I'm just going to make a few marks around these heart frames that we put down. Okay. It's just a little bit there, here or there. I'm doing it kind of over the edges of it. It almost will give it almost a little antiqueness. This also gives it just some randomness and kind of is tying the colors in the room together from the hearts that we made on top of the acrylic painting. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry. Okay, once that's dry, I'm going to fold this guy back up, back to our number 1. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to take a look at it and see what I want to do. I think I'm going to put that one there. Okay. So I'm going to decorate around this one with some of these smaller hearts. I think I like that one right there. Maybe I could put it there. Okay, so I've got those hearts drying there on number 1. I'm going to open it up to the second one and take a look at it. All right, number 2. Let's see, I want this big guy on here. Oh, I like him down in that corner. Okay. And yeah, these things are busy. Lots of colors. Lots to look at in a small area. So I kind of put a little tilt on that one. And let's see, I'm going to do another couple. Oh, I think that one looks nice because it almost came out of the middle of that one. Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay. And I think I like it right about there, up in that corner, like it's floating off. And it looks a little more forward than the other one because we put that other layer of modeling paste on top of it to ground it a little bit more. Okay, so that's number 2. Here's number 3. So I've got this area here that's not much going on, so I think I can put a heart up there. This is where things get sticky. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, sticky. Right about there. Seeing these white hearts, I can actually go back in and paint something or write something if I want to. Let's see. All right, push that down, and I think I need another heart over here. Okay, then this one will go right here. Okay, that's number 3, and then number 4 is right here. Okay, so I've played around this one a little bit, and this is what I have come up with. So I'm going to start in reverse. This one is closest to the page. Okay. So I'm not going to press down yet until I get both of them. That way I can move them around a little bit if I need to. Okay, so I want to make sure that where the heart goes down in the middle, it's on the darker one of the background, and I still want to see the tip of that heart there. So I'm just going to tilt them until all those things come true, and then I'm going to push it down. All right, we'll start in reverse. I'm going to go for this white one first. Just going to plop that down with the heart pointing this way a little bit. Okay, then I have a larger pink one. Got it just on the inside of that fold now. All right, and then there's this one. Okay, putting this down here on the fold. Okay, I've got lots of leftover hearts, but that's okay. I can make some more Valentine zines, Valentine cards, Valentine Zine. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take off my stickers now that I know what is what. So I didn't use the stencil, but I did use the modeling paste, and that was kind of fun and instantly satisfying. 2, 3, 4. All right, so now it's about time to start gluing the card together, because I'm sure I see the inside of this a little bit as I'm flipping, and I'd like to tack down those guys. So I'm going to open him back up, and we're going to go for it. So these on the outside, this corner is going to flap. So you really have got to get the glue on those. And honestly, I'm going to go around each and every one of these. Play with this several times before you put glue on it, before you close it up, so you know where your target is, where you're going with it, what needs to stick to what, because once it's there, it's going to be a little tough to get off. All right, so again, separate it in the middle. You're going to pinch these guys. And these other ones are going to go together in the middle, just like this. Push your edges together. Check them all. Check them all before you give it that last little seal. Right. Nice. And then I fold my book all the way back together, and start pressing down. Go through each page, press it down. If things aren't laying quite right, this is the time to fix them before all that glue dries. Okay. All right, so this is my, where's my first page? Okay, here's my page 1 right here. All right. So get yours all pressed together. Double check your book. 2, 3, and 4. Beautiful. Came together so quickly. So we only have a few more things left to do, and this is where our paint pens and our micron and whatever else you've gathered to help you write and adorn in your little Valentine Zine book. So I'm going to begin by getting my white paint pen and just start drawing on this card. Oh, that put out a lot of pigment. Let's get the red pen out. I'm just going to go around this heart. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so my paint pen exploded, but I now have readjusted, and this is what I've come up with. And I think that looks quite nice still. Okay, so now here we go. Here's my first page. My second. Okay. What do I want to do with this page? I'm going to go around this heart. This is a purple metallic paint pen. I like that. I think I might do that to some of these other hearts here too. Now this is a heart that we painted in the background. Okay, so that was the third page. So let's keep going. This is number 4. This one. Just going around choosing, again, randomly what to do, what to outline. I'm just catching all these hearts. All right, let's flip through one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm just going to go back and start writing on this. To my Valentine. And then I might come back with my black ink pen. So it's got this red halo around it. And listen, when you have long words like this, if you need to write it out in pencil first, by all means do, to space it out. Because my tendency used to always be to make them too big and then I would run out of room. So I've learned over time, just go ahead and make them smaller. But if you need that little template, go ahead and use a pencil and eraser and write that in. Okay, so to my Valentine, like that. And I'm just going to say something very simple. And I'm going to put it in silver marker. And I've got 3 pages to do it. So I'm going to do show love, give love, be love. Show love. Okay, that was a little bit big and chunky, but that's okay. We're going to come back and adorn it. So I'm just going around and sharpening this up. Show love. Okay, I'm going to go with my black micron pen and I'm going to outline these words so that they pop out. Show love. Love it. Okay, let's do the next one. Show love, give love. Where do I want to put these words? Maybe over, I think right in here, because this is so busy. I'm going to do it in the same style. Okay, got that. And I'm going to sharpen up the edges. Just kind of flatten them off. Okay, and I discovered when I did the last one, before I put the micron pen down, I really need to let this dry so that the micron pen shows up better. So I just realized I actually skipped my second page. So I went show love, skip, give love. But that's okay. It's still all going to make sense. Just going around outlining our letters to make them pop out of the page. And because we did not use this black or silver anywhere else on the page, your eye gets drawn to it. Give love, and I'm gonna put be love on this one. That fit really nicely right there. Okay, and then grab that micron pen one more time. To my Valentine, show love, be love, give love, and then maybe an I love you. How about that? Okay, I love you, exclamation point, and I'm going to outline this as well. smaller font. Same style though. Let's do the back of this too. I just noticed.
Wow, and just like that, you've created your own one-of-a-kind Valentine zine. Each page is filled with color, creativity, and love, a truly special keepsake for someone that you care about. If you love making this, be sure to check out my other videos right here on this channel. I've got lots of creative projects waiting for you so you can keep creating. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep making art that brings you joy. See you next time. Cheers.